Welcome once again to your update from the city of New Hope. Let's chat with the mayor, John Elder, to find out what's coming up in the city and also a number of things that are happening right now. Mayor Elder, how are you today?
I'm fabulous. How are you, Dave?
I am excellent. Thanks for some
Good.
time today to bring residents in the city up to date. One
Mhm.
item we want to touch on to begin, there's a council meeting tonight as we record this on Monday, March 24th, and you wanted to mention one item on the consent agenda. Tell us a little more about that.
Yes, as we are seeing the pricing models for where our money, our city money is going, um, there is one area that we're seeing that is underfunded across the state, and that is the use of PEG money, which is public educational governmental programming. And this there is a bill at the legislature that addresses getting some of that PEG money to help quality programming such as CCX to be able to continue to operate. And there's a number of the streaming platforms that are trying to squeeze out any funding for the local programming. And it really wasn't until I was on council and then furthermore as mayor that I really realized how much CCX does for the city of New Hope. And so last week I authored a letter on behalf of the city and the New Hope City Council and met with all of our local legislators to let them know that this is a bill that we are strongly and wholeheartedly supporting. And the North Metro Mayors Association is supporting it as well. And so this is programming we need to have to get our get local information out to our residents and visitors. And so without CCX, we wouldn't have these weekly updates. We wouldn't have anyone videotaping our council meetings and broadcasting them. There's the cities do not have the ability for this sort of production. And having these programs available helps with getting input. I get a great number of phone calls and emails off of these broadcasts as well as off of the council meetings. It promotes accountability and just really educating the public on what we're doing and why we're doing it. So I signed letters, the city signed letters, and we're working with the North Metro Mayors Association to ensure that all cities and mayors are signing these. So that's on the consent agenda. It's on consent because we covered it at our work session and talked about the importance of it. And so council's already agreed, but we would like to have a formal resolution documenting this support.
Thank you for that update. We greatly appreciate the support and more to come certainly on that as the session moves along. Some other things happening within the city. Let's jump to community development and we look there at scattered site housing and the numbers people have been busy, Mayor, putting together some charts and information related to scattered site in a bigger picture way. We'll talk about some individual houses in just a second, but first give us the bigger picture look and what you're learning.
There's been some pushback on scattered site and the fact that the city actually loses some money on each of these projects when you project the cost over the tax addition that we'll be getting. And the fact of the matter is that we are not only taking homes that are dilapidated and really unable to be refurbished, and we are putting new homes on those properties. And you'll be showing some photos of the old homes, the new homes, and the difference in tax income that the city will get. And to date, we we have increased the taxable market value of the affected parcels by just shy of $2 million on our tax base. And that, I mean, $4,000 short of $2 million.
Mhm.
So this is a huge boost. We're also seeing that when we're putting these homes in, people in the neighborhood are sprucing up their own properties. And it's really all part of urban revitalization. New Hope is an older city, and we have some really old homes. And by getting these revitalized and reset, we're helping not only raise the property tax base, but we're also presenting a step up housing for people. And people oftentimes want to stay close when they buy a new home. And so we're, providing something to Crystal residents who may be in starter homes to have a step-up home. And then their starter home becomes available to people of possibly a lower income or a lower accessible income.
Mhm.
And so this way we're able to provide both sets of housing. And that's super important that we have not just all old houses are not just all new houses, but really a combination of everything. And whether that's homes, houses, whether that's apartments, whatever it is, it's good to have the variety because it makes the city better rounded.
Let's talk about some of the specifics then happening right now. Let's go first to 42nd and Nevada. On that stretch, there's a few houses there where some sales of lots are going to be taking place.
Absolutely. 4220 and 4222 Nevada will be closing the sale of the lots to EHR, and they have put in plans and a bid on the properties. We know what the homes are going to be that go on there. We've already approved them through the EDA, and the sale will be going through this week, and we're expecting them to begin building in April. So those should be up by fall. Two beautiful brand new homes. EHR does such a remarkable job in their construction. We're happy to have them building homes in our city.
Let's move a little further north in the city up to Wisconsin, a home that you want to make sure residents in the surrounding area know about some
Yeah.
activity that's coming up.
Yeah, despite mailers, pamphlets left, etc., people still call 911. And they see smoke, they hear sirens. The fact is, at 5410 Wisconsin Avenue North, the West Metro Fire Rescue will be using that home for training exercises on 4 dates in April, April 7th, 10th, 14th, and 17th. And this allows the firefighters the ability to train and practice with real fires. And that training is invaluable. It's just great training. They can see, they can set the fires, they can watch the characteristics of the fire, how it burns, and then the best methods to actually knock that fire down. And so as I said, it's great training. I get out to most of those to witness it, and it's great training. I imagine that they will also have the Hennepin County arson investigation team out. They'll start a fire, and then they'll go through and let people who weren't a part of that go in and investigate how that fire was started. Again, great training. I'm a state licensed arson investigator, so I know that I was grateful for that sort of training. It's very educational.
Same area of town. Let's go over to Virginia Avenue and an agreement taking place here on the purchase of a home. Tell us more about that property.
Yeah, the property at 6048 Quebec was a problem property. There's just no two ways about it. We had issues there. The neighbors were, to say beyond fed up is being kind. They tolerated quite a bit. We were able to get the home purchased. That purchase has been delayed because of some transactional challenges on the seller's side, but that will be going through. I've been assured of that, and the demolition uh, is set for that property. And so we've set up a builder for that through the bid process, and we're excited to get a beautiful new home put up there.
Very good. And then finally, in scattered site over to Virginia, again, one other purchase of a home you wanted to mention.
Yeah, there's an agreement to purchase the home at 5421 Virginia Avenue North, and actually strike that 5416
Hmm.
Virginia Avenue North. The property owner reached an agreement, and that has to go through the EDA meeting this evening. The EDA needs to decide whether or not, in fact, we will be purchasing that home. But all the documents are set for the meeting this evening. And so I look forward to re-reviewing it with the whole council. I've already seen the terms, and it certainly seems acceptable to me. Um, Barring anything that comes up at the meeting, I will be voting in support of it.
Couple final notes in the community development area. We want to talk about a few businesses coming to town. Give us the preview here of a few new places we can stop by soon.
You know, it's always great to see businesses come into town. And we work with businesses throughout the metro to try to relocate them into New Hope. I'm constantly at other businesses throughout the metro, and I'm trying to steal people over to our city. The Mattress family is going to be moving in to 4455 Winnetka Avenue North in that mall. We're excited to get some of those vacancies in that mall no longer vacant. And the other is Archway Health Services LLC, and they're moving into 7600 Bass Lake Road, Suite 100F, and that's a health care agency office. So the efforts are paying off, and we're excited to get additional businesses in town.
Great. Yeah, stop by and check those businesses out. Now to the police department. And here's something you might not know. The police department works in some ways to help lower the insurance costs for seniors in the community. Explain how this works. Great program here.
Absolutely. Officer Lee Larson is a certified defensive driving instructor. And what a lot of people don't know, people 55 years of age and older can get a reduction in their automobile insurance if they attend and pass one of the defensive driving courses that is certified. New Hope Police Department has seen a real need or desire to support this, that they got somebody actually certified and is teaching the classes.
Mhm.
And so you don't have to be a New Hope resident to attend, but it's a great way to save some money on your automobile insurance, as well as they're good refreshers. I sat through one 10 years ago, and yeah, it made sense. And
Mhm.
so they did a great job teaching it, and I'm excited to see this continue. It's a great service to the community, and a good thing for people 55 and older to go through.
Definitely. Now to something for the younger group related to the police department. We have a junior police academy coming online. What does this involve?
Well, we had we have the cities of Crystal, New Hope, and Robbinsdale share a Citizens Police Academy. And we get residents from each city, and we put on an actual police academy. So, and we have subject matter experts come in and talk. We have Hennepin County Sheriff's Crime Lab come in, and they talk about processing crime scenes. We have patrol officers come in and talk about actual patrol. What do you do? What are you looking for? Well, what does your day look like? And of course, every day
Mhm.
looks different, which is the beauty of the job. But in your downtime, what are you looking for? Are you running traffic in certain areas? Are you doing business patrols looking for burglaries? Are you going driving through the residential looking for car prowlers? And so there's a lot of these different things, all different aspects of law enforcement, defensive tactics, use of tasers, firearms. So they really get a really good understanding of their police department. And when that academy is finished, we have 25 more people that understand and appreciate law enforcement. Additionally, one of the things that they really grow to understand is they get to know the officers as people. And that is the uniform, as important as it is a barrier to a number of people. The uniform's intimidating,
Mhm.
and getting to know these officers as people. I never hesitate to talk about my wife, my children, my grandchildren, the different things that I do in my off time, so people can understand that we are just people, and we are just people wearing a uniform. And in the interim, they're learning a ton about law enforcement. So it really helps people understand what our jobs are about and what we do. And they get a better understanding of the workings of the police department. So what we've done is we realized what a success this is on the adult level. We thought,
Right.
well, what if we did a junior police academy? And we started building bridges with these kids 11 to 13 years old. And so the Tri-City, New Hope, Crystal, and Robbinsdale are working on putting together a junior police academy coming up. And anyone who has an 11 to 13-year-old and you're interested in this for your youth, please contact whatever city of those three that you live in and check into that. It's a great program.
And let's give you the New Hope website, newhopemn.gov. If you want to find out more about that, you can certainly go to the city's website to get some details. Final note from the police department, just a weekly update on the number of calls. How did things look over the past week?
Yep, things are great. We had 460 police-related incidents from March 13th to the 19th. Historically, that's keeping right in line with what we expect. We saw a spike a couple of weeks ago, and that was due to a major snowstorm. Those tend to bring in a lot of calls for service.
Mhm.
Um, we're seeing that our numbers have leveled back off and are historically back to where they normally are.
Let's move ahead to Park and Rec. A lot happening here as we switch seasons, and a few things we want to mention is new class that is coming up, and also a great opportunity that just occurred with Community Connections, again, for the older ones in town. That new class, Mayor, it sounds like it's tech related.
Yeah, it seems like every week they're rolling out classes, and it is fun to watch our Parks and Recs team uh, really interacting and providing classes to the people that in items that people are interested in. And we do have a tech academy that started last week. It's not too late to join,
Okay.
but it's a great class for people that want to learn more about technology, because want it or not, it's here.
Yes, true.
And so, keeping up on that is incredibly important. Community Connections program also took place with Tim Pratt. He's the Hennepin Recycling Group representative, and he is talking about solving the recycling mysteries. And we put our recycling out. But number one, what does that do? How does that impact? How does that help save the earth? What is that? Why do we do it? We do it because we're supposed to, and we know that it's good for the earth. But they really, really unwrap all of the ins and outs of recycling. So I think that'd be very interesting.
Mhm. Yeah, lots of good topics there. Let's talk about softball for a second. We've seen some players maybe sneaking out to the infields, trying to get a little practice in. Not quite season yet, but they're doing a lot to put together a couple leagues.
Yeah, men's and women's. softball leagues for the West Metro are coming up, and they're handling, I believe, registrations right now for teams. This is always something great for our city to be hosting. These folks, they will maybe go grab something to eat or drink before the game, maybe after the game. It helps bring business to New Hope, and they're just great, fun alternatives. So they're things that we want to continue to support. And I'll tell you, you can tell at our restaurants. 7, 8 o'clock at night on softball nights. There's a
Mhm.
lot of folks at them. So
Very true.
we're excited to be able to host this year again.
Another note in Park and Rec is forestry. We've got a couple items to touch on here. One, just the calls continue to come in and the city's
Yeah,
responding. And two, a nice honor once again for the city. Tell us more.
you bet. People, I don't know if everybody knows, I'm sure not, that the city of New Hope has a forester on staff. And name is Sean Markham. And Sean does a remarkable job working with residents on forestry questions.
Mhm.
And I've had Sean out to my house a couple of times to ask about trimming trees, about, a dead ash. And he was very responsive, and he answered the questions that I didn't have to pay somebody else to come out and answer. And they're
Mhm.
things that I wasn't just going to trust to Google. So if you have forestry questions, please contact New Hope City Hall, and we will be more than happy to connect you with Sean. He is so knowledgeable about all of that stuff. It's great to have him on board. And our city received our Tree City USA certification from the Arbor Day Foundation. And that's another honor we're proud to recertify on this year. You'll see the signs as you enter the city, and
Mhm.
it's something that we worked towards getting. And yeah, we're proud of our city.
Our last update, we talked a little bit about a unique group adopting a park potentially, and you wanted to give a little update there. How is that process going, and who are the adopters potentially?
Well, it was brought up that uh, I have adopted a park for 15, 20 years, and that entails going out, picking up litter at the park, making sure the park looks good, making sure things are working right, all of the equipment's in appearing to be operable shape. And if in fact it's not, we contact Park and Rec, notify them, and they'll address it. And so residents and businesses have adopted parks throughout the city. We have a few that are not adopted. And so we brought up the fact that it would be nice for the council as a whole to adopt a park. And that was great. Um, you get into city council really to give back. And I thought this was just a great way to do it. And so 3 of the 4 council members that were at the meeting were strongly in favor of it, and will be moving forward to adopt a park. And we'll work with the Park and Rec to see which ones are available,
Mhm.
and how we can go about taking this over. Um, Again, it's a great event. And additionally, you get to get out and you can talk to people that are using that park. And it's a great way to very organically get feedback, not only
Mhm.
on the park, but in the city.
Sure.
And, any interchange we can have or exchange we can have with residents is good. Um, they're the people. When I was out canvassing for each of my elections, there was always something that was brought up each season that I couldn't answer. And so I went to city staff and got the answers and got back to the resident. And there are things that can be changed that we just haven't thought of. and
Mhm.
other people have. So it's great to be able to have those exchanges with people. And if we can't make the change, I want to be able to explain why and why it may not work.
Mhm.
So it's we will be adopting a park. Um, Three of the four council members again that were at the meeting will be engaged in it, and we're excited to get going on that.
Very good. Sounds fun. Couple other park and rec facility updates. First, the golf course. No golfing yet, but they're signing
No.
up for golf leagues, but also again the clubhouse being used on a regular basis.
Yeah, we just rented it out for a baby shower.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's a great use of our facilities and a great place for people to host events. As I said, I did all three of my kids' graduation parties from high school there, and it's a great location, great venue, and would encourage people that if they have a party they don't want to host at their house or somewhere else, this is the place to do it.
Let's hop over to the ice arena. Quick update here. There's going to be some work done on the south rink. In fact, it's already underway.
Yep. Yep. They have drained the rink and they are working on the cement floor that is the underlayment, and they will be fixing that up and painting it. They're putting in new dasher boards and are setting it up so that we'll only have to do this every 5 years, not every three. So there's a savings in what we're doing and moving forward, and it's going to look magnificent when it's done. I've been to other arenas that have used this process and this product, and I intentionally went out for that exact reason to look at what the final product was, and I'm excited to see the final completion. I've been stopping out at the ice arena to look at the progress as they've been going, and they're moving right on schedule. So we want to get this down, fixed, painted, and up in about a 3 week time span. So that's an aggressive timetable,
Right.
but they're working hard to get that done because we got ice to rent, and
That's
we
right.
that's got to pay for it.
Those skaters
So
always want the ice no matter what time of the year it is, correct?
absolutely, just amazing.
Final note to pass along here, a fun one. If you were out shopping in New Hope or Crystal in the area over the past week, you might have seen some very kind people out there with some boots collecting food items and donations. What was happening and how successful was it?
Yeah, the West Metro firefighters fighting hunger. Those our West Metro Fire Department went out and did a full court press on March 20th at a number of public locations seeking contributions that went directly to the local food shelves. And I haven't gotten any sort of an update on what their final collection was. They were collecting food and money, and it's always been a super successful event. Just a great deal of generous and kind people in the cities of New Hope and Crystal, and our firefighters. I applaud them for their work and their willingness to give up an entire day to go out and help those that are struggling or less fortunate.
And a few of those days were a little bit of iffy weather out there. So they were braving
It
the bad weather
was.
as well as they were collecting donations. So again, hats off to the full crew.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
Thank
do
you.
it all. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's our update today. Mayor Elder, thanks so much for your time. And we encourage people to stick around for a minute. Here's a look at some other activities in the city. And again, newhopemn.gov, the city's website, if you want to find out more. Mayor, have a great week. We'll talk to you again
Hey,
soon.
thank you. You too, sir.
All right. We For more city stories, check out ccxmedia.org or find us on social media.